Party people in the house, move.
Yeah, baby. Blessings and blessings, beautiful souls. As you pour into this beautiful ocean of devotion, I challenge and ask each of you to open your cameras up and allow yourself to be seen. I don't care if you're walking, I don't care if you're eating, I don't care if you're pooping. We want to see you. This is one of those spaces and places where this is going to be interactive. You didn't just come to some boring thing that you just kind of listen to while you drive and text and send 12,000 tweets. This is an opportunity for you to really look at everything they won't tell you to truly be successful in the coaching industry and how we've solved it. I've been in this space since 2005. I started calling myself a coach-ish in 2006, and everything you can do right and everything you can do wrong, I have done in the coaching world. So you're going to want to stay to the end because you're going to find out how this one solution saves me and many other coaches anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 per month. And you want to stay to the end because what we have here today, we basically made it free. And so very rarely do you get an opportunity to walk into a place in a space that has this much value that literally isn't $40 million. So also, the reality is that probably a lot of you aren't even anywhere close to spending 10K per month. However, if you wanted to succeed in the coaching world, that's exactly where you would have been headed up until really the last year and a half. Because that's just the coaching industry has had gatekeepers. The beautiful thing is that we created a breakthrough process and we have a technology that helps coaches like you launch your coaching packages into the world without the hassle of expensive teams and literally zero tech skills required. Now, just type me or drop a 1 in the comment if any of these sound familiar for you. Who's in the space right now where you want to grow your business, but you don't know how? You literally are like, yo, I'm stuck. Don't know how. Yeah, who's in that space? Okay, awesome. Drop a 1 in the comments if that's you. Who is in the space where you see the writing on the wall, you see, clearer pastures, but you just don't know who to hire. You don't know who should be on your team and what they should be doing. And that's the space you're in. Drop a 1 in the comments if that's you. Also, drop a 1 in the comments if you are in the space where you don't have the money to hire a team, but you know you need one. You're tired of doing all the little menial tasks and you're getting burned out. And then last but not least, drop a me or a 1 in the comments if you are one of those people like myself many years ago who has a story that the technology is just too crazy, that you're trying to figure out Infusionsoft and X, Y, and Z and how do I, make a funnel and all that stuff just literally just has you like, fuck this. If that's any of you, then exciting because what we're going to be showing you today will obliterate all of those excuses. Now, just a roll call for who this is for. This is for brand new coaches. Actually, drop a 1 if you are considered a brand new coach. Like literally between, let's call it, you've been coaching for a month to about a year or two. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're a brand new coach. Drop a 2 in the comments if you've been in the space for at least 2 to 3 years and you're starting to figure things out. Who's been in the game for a while? Because this is for in the game coaches as well. Okay. And then drop a 3 in the comments if you are a veteran. You've been in space for 5 to 20 years, like myself. The OGs, been around for a while, seen this whole thing change. Literally, there was no Instagram when I started. There was not a word called influencer. None of this existed. And it's really interesting to just see it all pop off. It's actually really beautiful. So this is for any and all of you. What we're going to be showing you and why it's pivotal is because what we have and what we're teaching and our programs cut literally 90% of the cost and 90% of the time that it takes to be a professional coach. Now, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge how bold of a statement that is? Right? Can we just take a moment to just be like, is this guy bullshitting? 90% of cost, 90% of time. Like, what? I just get excited even saying it because it's never been this way. I've been in this space for so long, and you've never been able to do what we can do now that fast. So just a little brief introduction to us, the Launchware team. Our mission is to impact 100,000 coaches so they can reach and impact 10 million lives by 2030. And we're well on our way. We have about 550 active members in our world right now who are all getting support and love and all the juices and stuff. We're helping a lot of coaches right now. And all of this leads me to an extremely important question. And that question is, why are you here? My assumption out the gate is you're here because you want to continue to help people. That you have a heart of gold, that you're just like me, where if money didn't exist, you would do this for free. You literally have been. I spent a good portion of my life just giving when I had nothing, like literally nothing. I just love it. That's just who I am. And birds of a feather often flock together. I know I'm a little rough around the edges and crazy, and I may curse and all that stuff, but weirdos always find each other. So to all the weirdos in here, I see you. I love you. We're all the same. Yeah, we're peeps. Exactly. And the second thing, and this one gets me really excited, is I believe you're here. And please type me in the comments. Affirm this because you are ready to receive financially at the level that you've been giving emotionally and spiritually. Like, who's in that space where you're like, you know what? It's time for me to go pro. It's time for me to actually make some money. It's okay for me to have a Range Rover and desire to live in Bali or whatever the hell it is, because I'm no longer demonizing success and money. Who's in that space right now? Because that is what gets me so excited. And if you found your way to someone like me, it's got to be true, because that's where I am. I'm such a like spiritual people get to be rich too. Like, and there's nothing wrong with you experiencing overflowing abundance. It's what we're built for. I'm gonna share a quick story just so you understand, because many of you, maybe you don't know who I am. So I want to share a story, but I want you to see these numbers because I went from $36,000 a year, if that, to 2.7 million in a pretty short-ish amount of time. And the biggest distinction was what I'm sharing with you right here, which is the distinction between playing not to lose, which is what I had done my whole life, versus playing to win. Now, who already just reading that, already just raise your hand, give me a thumbs up, already just reading that, know that that's something that you are contending with yourself. See, I have been, and I believe it's all of us, have experienced lots of trauma. I will put my hand up. I've experienced deep levels of trauma, and it caused a lot of toxic shame, and I became an out of the way kid. I didn't want to add more stress to my parents, so I made my needs disappear. Well, if you do that for a long amount of time, something happens, and that something is you stop swinging for the fences, right? And I had a moment where I was leaving a meeting in Venice Beach, and I was driving back to my apartment in my beat up Prius, and I knew that I needed gas. And I also knew that I had $8 in my account. And I had this moment where I pulled up to an Exxon Mobil, and I've started to put $4 in my car. And I don't know if any of you have ever been there, but I had this come to Jesus moment where I was like, yo, I am way too dope of a human to be in this position. Any of you ever been there? Just type me or give me some thumbs up or whatever, right? I almost like I got mad first because I'm awesome. And you ever have that moment where you're like, all right, God, what are we doing here? Because I'm a really good person when no one's looking. And why am I in this position, right? And in short, In that gas station, I called my mom and I said, hey, I'm going to need to come home. And I knew that I was going to need to take 3 steps back to take 333 forward. And I did something that I teach and continue to teach, which is elevation requires separation. So I separated from the part of my ego that believed that I needed to look good, and as a 33-year-old man, that I couldn't go home, that I couldn't receive the help that was right there in front of me in the form of my mother. Well, I sidestepped that part of me. I went home and I made a decision that if I was going to fall, I was going to fall forward. If I was going to fail, I was going to fail on my terms. And if I was going to build a career, that it was going to have to be exactly as I am right now. Because I had this stuff come up around needing to be sort of like a white dude with a suit on, and like that would be the only way people would take me serious, and all this stuff, right? Just toxic shame and trauma all in my space because I was in special education since a child. I actually graduated high school in special education. And that, with a drug addicted father and a lot of other stuff, had me in that moment. But here's the epic part that I want you guys to hear. The coaching industry for a very long time has had gatekeepers. This is 2012 going into 2013 when I moved in with my mom. So I knew that you needed this big team and all these things to actually be successful. Anybody who's been in the coaching industry for a while would know that, right? And so I went on to Facebook and I typed in, hey guys, I'm going pro. Does anybody know an online business manager? And my friend tagged someone named Angela and Colton in the comments. It's still there to this day. And he said, they just left Mind Valley and they're looking for a new place to work. You guys should talk. And so I'm like, yo, this is it. So I get on a call with them and we talk and they say, Preston, you are what this industry is about. You are the real deal. Like, yes, we want to work with you. And you ever felt validated by somebody? You just feel like, oh my God, this is my moment. Like I was like, yes, we finally are there. And they said, we would absolutely love to work with you. It'll be $10,000 a month. And the same face you're making, I made an even worse one. I wanted to punch them. You ever get mad at somebody for telling you their price? You just like, bitch, did you just say? Like I almost knocked everybody out. You know what I'm talking about though? Like you're like, wait, what? Long story short, I had made a promise, right? I left my apartment, I sold everything I had, and I moved in with my mom so that I could do this very thing. And so I went in all in on myself. And I told them, hey, this is going to have to work month 1 or you're not getting paid the next month. And the beautiful thing is, y'all, that it worked. And that year, I went from $36,000 to $150,000, which was the most anyone in my family has ever made. The next year, I went from 150,000 to 300,000. The next year, I went from 300,000 to 600,000. The next year, I went from 600,000 to 1 million. The next year, I went from 1 million to 1.3. The next year, and literally, it just goes on and on and on. And I'm sharing that not to impress you, not because I think I'm better. I'm not better. My creator doesn't make throwaway humans. What I'm sharing this for is so you understand that when you get certain laws and principles, and there's a key thing here, 2 things. I invested in support. I let other people help me. Type me or give me a thumbs up if you know that's one of your Achilles heels. That's one of the things you're working on, is letting other people, because oftentimes coaches are the rocks. They're the ones that take care of everybody. They're the ones that hold space for everybody. And so when it comes time to letting other people hold you, it becomes tricky. But I really wanted to have you really catch how big this was, because literally my entire life and family's life, everybody's life changed when I made that decision. Now it gets crazier because that year and the following years, a lot happened. And